Good day everyone, this is Junaid Khan and I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. Today we are going to discuss a topic which has been in news from quite some time, and it is the asylum seekers in Canada. Immigration Minister Mark Miller has been interviewed multiple times, and especially in the House of Commons as well, where he's been getting a backlash about the rapidly increasing numbers of people who are seeking asylum in Canada. We need to understand what that is, and more frequently the question asked to the Mark Miller, the Immigration Minister, is that why international students are seeking asylum in Canada, and what are the backstory of this point, because this has never been the case before. I mean, I know quite some time, if we look a couple of years back, there has been a lot of students, not a lot, I would say a significant number of students who apply for asylum and refugee in Canada. But this year, the number has passed more than 100,000 applications from the students who seek asylum in Canada, who apply for the refugee protection application. Now, if you look into it, there is a separate department other than the IRCC who deals with the refugee protection and the asylum in Canada, and it's called IRB, Immigration Refugee Board of Canada. Now, these are the two departments work together. The IRCC deals with the visas and everything, and the IRB deals with the refugee protection. But this year, when there are more than 700,000 applicants who are currently in Canada, students, their work permit are set to be expiring within 2024 and 2025. And they do not really get an invitation to apply their permanent residency from any of the PNP streams and the express entry stream, because of the scores, and that the bar is set so high at this point that not everyone is getting invited to apply for the permanent residency. Now, this has been a major part from last couple of months, that if a student who finished their education, 2 years or 4 years education in Canada, or 1 year education in Canada, get their work permit for 1 year or 3 year, and if now their work permits are set to expiring in upcoming weeks or months, they feel like they have no chance to getting a permanent residency through express entry or PNP, and they are taking that route to apply the refugee claim in Canada. If you look into it, if a person is in Canada from last couple of years, the impression is this is not the right category to apply with. I mean, how are you getting a fear of prosecution, or getting a fear to your health or to your life from getting outside Canada when you were inside Canada from last couple of years? And if you look into it, that is partially right as well, that if a person is in Canada from last couple of years, it is very likely to they have not been any issues from last couple of years from outside Canada. But more than 100,000 applications, IRB is getting a lot of pressure because of these applications, and the duration of the processing time of the IRB is getting rapidly increased after these applications were submitted, and mostly from the international students in Canada. What are going to happen? Definitely the IRB processing time will increase, and it's already been increased. I have seen an interview where the IRB representatives are saying the words that the processing time of the asylum seekers in Canada might get doubled in the next couple of months or a year, because the number of workers is still the same, but the applications rapidly increased this year. According to the Mark Miller, they are working with the CBSA, the Canada Border Agencies. They are working with the RCIC College. They're working with the IRB as well to see how they can process in a way that only claimants who are legitimately in a situation to seek asylum and protection in Canada. They are only people who are applying for it, not anybody who is just for the sake of living in Canada, apply this application and buy some time to stay in Canada or buy some time to decide what they need to do to remain in Canada or gain a permanent residency. I cannot say a word how these applications are going to process and what are going to be the standards. I mean, standards are still the same. They are going to be checked as any other refugee application is going to be processed in IRB. But having a number of rapid increase in asylum seekers, and especially from the people who are currently inside, and especially from the people who are work permit are set to expire in the next couple of months, getting those applying those applications according to the Mark Miller is not something they're supposed to be doing. And I have seen a letter sent to the CICC, the College of Immigration and Citizenship Canada, where the Honorable Minister Mark Miller talking about, like, if someone is doing that practice, the RCICs, the licensed consultants, if they are encouraging students to go that route or take that route just to buy some time or just to wait for their permanent residency and see another path to remain in Canada, is not an ethical practice. I mean, I see the point. I see where it's coming from. I see the pressure on IRCC and the IRB because of these applications, but we'll see how they can refrain students or anybody who is falsifying the claim to seek protection in Canada or to stay or to remain in Canada. There are other ways as well. I mean, if you are not getting your invitation from the express entry, a lot of provinces are basically providing a lot of good streams, a lot of good intakes, in a way that if you are in the occupation in demand stream, if you're in a healthcare, science, technology, engineering, and maths, if your scores are good. And honestly speaking, I always encourage my clients to work on their English proficiency, because if you go to the CRS scoring, and there are four major factors: the age, education, work experience, and English proficiency. There are three sets points which are not supposed to be changed, or you cannot really tweak them. The age points are going to be the same because you cannot really change your age. Your education, it's a longer process. You can add an education to gain more points, but definitely it takes some time. The work experiences remain the same as of today. The only one factor which you can really work on and gain a lot of points is English proficiency. If you manage to get 8 in listening and speaking, reading, writing 7, you can get a very good points in CRS course. So instead, we take that route, put pressure on immigration and the IRB. I think getting the IELTS done or any English proficiency test you can take and retake them as many times as you want, and you can increase or boost your score in express entry and the PNP files. I really recommend people to go to the CRS calculator and manipulate it in a way that you put different scores for your English proficiency, and you'll realize that how important is to get a good score in English proficiency. I have seen multiple times that if I change a 0.5 score from someone's profile, there could be a drop of about 40 points. That means if you gain 0.5 points, let's say if you're 6.5 on listening or 6.5 on writing or reading, and if you put 7, you'll see how drastically changed that number, your CRS score. It went up rapid increase. So I would suggest that working on the English proficiency is one of the key factor to gain a permanent residency or remain in Canada after applying for express entry and PNP. You can also add a language to your profile. If you recently graduated and on a work permit, and instead of waiting for a lower score and instead of waiting for the CRS to go down according to your score, you can learn French. If you spend some time, learn French, and you can do the French proficiency test and add that to your profile, that will really help you out to increase your CRS and boosting your chance to getting an invitation for the permanent residency. According to what's going to happen in IRB, how they are going to refrain these students not to apply for refugee claims, or how are they going to get back their processing time, because as of now it looks like the processing times are going to hike up really quick. But according to the Mark Miller, they are working on it, and definitely they will be and they should be working on it because of the hike in refugee claimants in Canada, and definitely that takes a lot of resources as well. What's going to happen next, I'll keep you posted. So far this has been a news from last couple of weeks, and Immigration Minister have been asked a zillion questions from the public, House of Commons, and let's see how they work together and work on this current situation. Thank you very much.